Xenoblade Chronicles 3's latest story DLC feature Redeemed is a perfection. It is the perfect closure that shows how every story DLC content should be made. Feature Redeemed is simply captivating, offering rich content, likable new characters, and a fun service conclusion that makes your first two Xenoblade Chronicles experience really meaningful. Feature Redeemed can challenge lots of standalone titles and the most of recent JRPG titles even. However, first things first, let's not make this like a simple review. You out there, yes, I'm talking to you. If you have tried any game of Xenoblade Chronicles and maybe dropped it after a couple of hours of gameplay time, or if you are just curious towards the series but haven't found any chance or motivation to start, yes, this video will be for you. I will try my best to not spoil any important stuff about this series, but I need to share some minor details to awaken your interest and convey what makes Feature Redeemed so special, while talking about why this DLC is the perfect closure to a long trilogy. I'm Arcane Out here, and today I'm here with the ticket to your Xenoblade adventure. Xenoblade series might have a unique and captivating story, but its gameplay is all about discovering a vast world, a world so vast that it might seem like you are playing MMORPGs even. You start to unravel the mystery of this fantasy world, mixed with its own science fiction formula, where you fight against these 10-meter tall gigantic gorillas for your freedom. If I were to summarize the timeline of these titles, the first Xenoblade and also the second take place around the same time, while the third game is set centuries after those two games, and Feature Redeemed is just in between, right around the time when the two first titles meet, before the events of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Our main character Matthew is a survivor of a human settlement called City, and alongside a mysterious fighter called A, they both seek the remaining survivors. Together they encounter a fight between Keves and Agnus forces, symbolizing the races from the first Xenoblade and the second respectively. Without giving any spoilers to the third Xenoblade as well, our team quickly grows even bigger with the main characters of Xenoblade 1 and 2, the wielder of Monado, Shulk, and the Master Diva, Rex. It's quite satisfying to see both main characters meet and fight side by side, and to see how much they evolved and matured after the events of their own adventures. Here, let me tell you about my experiences with Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 first. How much I struggled to finish both of these games back then. I mean it, to be honest, I dropped both of these titles during my first run, and only years later I felt motivated enough to give them a chance just before the launch of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And you know what, even during my second chance, after 10 hours of gameplay time, both Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 clicked. They both clicked around the 10 hours of gameplay time as I started to feel hooked to the events and interested in their characters and story. So let's get this straight. Both of the first Xenoblade Chronicles have rough starts, I don't want to argue over that. But as you can see, after giving these titles a chance and also a little bit patience, you will start to love its universe and what the developer team Monolith trying to achieve with this unique, twisted yet charming world. It may look like an ordinary Japanese role-playing experience at first glance, but Xenoblade is more than that. Especially Xenoblade Chronicles 3 has a bittersweet taste from start to finish. Feature Redeemed does not fall behind even if it's a DLC, and this twisted yet charming world of both Xenoblade 1 and 2 is being presented in Feature Redeemed as well. The maps of Feature Redeemed are a mix of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 with memorable areas from both of these games, so Feature Redeemed makes your previous Xenoblade Chronicle experiences feel worthy after all. And if I were to give another example from myself, the whole map of Colony 9 of the first Xenoblade Chronicles and its soundtrack playing, I realized that I was used to feel bored, desperately looking for something that would hook me when I first played Shulk's battles against the Mechons, back then. And now, after tons of hours, hearing that soundtrack made me feel, oddly enough, nostalgic. As if I wasn't playing the first Xenoblade like a year before, but maybe more than 5 years or something. But what makes Feature Redeemed special? what makes this DLC content rival latest JRPG titles and maybe the many titles of 2023 as well. Imagine playing through the old Mass Effect titles and imagine Mass Effect 3 having the best ending that would please the fans, creating a couple of questions that would intrigue you. Besides from its story and likable characters, Future Redeemed also presents a gameplay length that is around 15 to 20 hours to complete, and by completing I mean the main story and some of the side quests that would help you to level up your characters, increasing their attributes. And if you feel that you still don't have enough of this experience, then you can also try to challenge super bosses of the DLC, leveling up your characters above level 90, complete every goal within your log that consists of discovering every item and defeating every enemies, then your experience can take around to 30 to 40 hours. It is not mandatory to complete these goals after all, you can just go for the story and try to like the universe of Xenoblade Chronicles as well. And if I were to talk about my own feelings about Future Redeemed, boy, the Mad Lads in Monolith brought the stuff that I wanted to see from the start. This was the story content that I was waiting for. I don't know how these guys do it, like they were developing Xenoblade Chronicles while helping Nintendo's other big IPs like Splatoon 2, 3 and even the most recent Tears of the Kingdom, and through playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 or Future Redeemed, you start to get how they helped Tears of Kingdom in development. I'm sure going from Sky Islands to Hyrule without any loading screens is their achievement or through their support. Wait, anyways, where was I? The combat of Future Redeemed is same of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Each character have 3 different abilities called art, and each of these arts can grant different buffs or debuffs while dealing damage or aggroing the enemy or healing the team. The form of the team is also quite simple, Shulk and Nicole being the tank, Matthew and Rex as the damage dealers, and Glimmer with A doing the heals. With that, while Nicole and Shulk keeps the enemy targeted to themselves, you can change into Rex or Matthew to deal damage, and then change into A or Glimmer while in combat to heal your team and maybe to open up some buff areas to make things easier for you. Well, this is the fundamentals of the combat mechanics, but we have Rex here. We have Rex with his insane crit rate and critical damage multipliers that lets him to take the aggro from Shulk and Nicole, leading to his one shot every goddamn time. However, there is a new mechanic to combat as well, and that is Unity. You make a team of 2, whether it be the Daddy team or Matthew with Rex going apeshit, each Unity team brings something different to your team composition and to the battles. At first I was trying to form the best, optimal Unity for the elite monsters and just to make things easier for the upcoming challenges, but then I succumbed to the story concept and made the teams how they should be from the start. Shulk with Nicole and Rex with Glimmer. It ain't easy being a daddy. However, if I were to go back to the main idea of this video, it is not that Monolith Soft surprised me. I'm more surprised at how much I cared about Xenoblade Chronicles, at its characters and even at its soundtracks. It is just not that far. I just played the first 2 titles last year and I wanted to finish both of these titles before the launch of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It wasn't that far and now I feel somewhat nostalgic, emotional even after seeing the ending of Future Redeemed. But long story short, I want more. I'm thinking about playing the Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 from scratch and making a video about its story and stuff. And I don't know how Monolith did it, but I turned into one of those who's looking forward to play Xenosaga as well. And you may not know or even deny the possibilities, but you have the potential to be like me as well. Xenoblade Chronicles Trilogy is that much charming, unique and strong, and Future Redeemed does an excellent job with making this whole experience finish with an unforgettable ending. It deserved to be a standalone game with more content, let me tell you that. And with that, I hope that you would give a chance to Xenoblade Chronicles. Just take your time and maybe choose which title interests you most. But I know that I need more Xenoblade Chronicles, so I'm gonna play Xenoblade Chronicles Story DLC, Torn of the Golden Country next. I might even do a video about it But first, I think I'm gonna goof around in Tears of Kingdom for a while. As always, thank you for watching my video, and I would appreciate if you follow me on Twitter as well. Stay tuned for more. I will see you soon.